Hello guys, welcome to JD's Kitchen and thank you guys for stopping by. Today we are going to be making delicious, moist and fluffy Koki beans recipe. So Koki beans is a Cameroonian delicacy and it is made using black eyed peas, red oil. I will show you guys the ingredients. Let's jump right into it. So to make Koki beans, you need your black eyed peas. Like I said earlier, I went for the one that was already cracked and peeled because it makes the process easier. So I just picked it and then I washed it. You're also going to need some sliced cocoa leaves. You're going to need some salt. I added some seasoning cube, but that's optional. You're going to need pepper, red oil, and then of course the leaves to tie your koki. There's a particular leaf you want to ask for that in the market, and then some plantain which I'm going to be boiling to go with the koki beans. So I'll start by blending my beans. If you guys remember in the video where I showed you guys how I was making akra beans, this is the same beans you use, but the difference is that with akra beans you blend it to be really soft. So I am using a different head of my blender. With the akra beans I use my processor. With this one I just use my regular blender that I use for my spices. You can see I'm just showing you guys the texture that you want. You don't want it too smooth. You want it a little bit grainy, not very grainy, but you want to feel, when you rub your fingers, you want to be able to feel like some grains. Should I be saying grains? Now you just want to feel it. It should be textured. I hope I've explained it well, but thank God I was showing you guys. Okay, so I'm just adding my pepper and blending the second batch. The pepper was actually not hot. I needed to add maybe like 2 or 3, but my family doesn't eat a lot of pepper. So there you go. I added water in the last batch of blending. That's why you see it's looking watery. I added my salt and then my 1 seasoning cube, which is actually not the traditional way to go because they don't use seasoning cube. They use just salt. Now I go ahead with my pistol and I just mix it up. I go ahead and add some cocoa leaves and then I continue mixing it up. I am just used to seeing people mix koki beans, and I know when you mix it, it becomes even airy. So I'm used to seeing people do that, and that's why I went ahead to do it over and over. I always do that when I make my koki beans. So I added my oil. I like my koki beans to be really red. I don't know, like I feel like I'm using a lot of oil, but that's how I like my koki beans to be. I don't like white koki beans. I like it to be really red, so I go in with quite a good quantity of oil. And after I add, you see I am adding slowly. Like I did not just add all the oil at the same time. I was monitoring as I was adding. I went in with some salt because I tasted it and I knew it needed just a little bit of salt. So I go ahead and put a bowl and then I put in my leaf. So if you go to the market, ask specifically for the leaf that they use for koki, because it's they use the head of the leaf of the plantain leaf. Those are the ropes I'm going to use. At some point it will be short, so I'm going to use some other regular yellow ropes that we use to dry clothes. Okay, so yeah, I dipped the leaf in the pan and then I started pouring in my koki. You can see underneath the koki leaf I have leaves that they use for kwakoko, just for extra security. I just wanted to have like that extra security. If you notice, when I was putting the leaf in the pan, that's what I did. I first of all put the first layer of leaf, which was the regular kwakoko Bible leaf. I had it in my freezer. Whenever I buy leaves to make my kwakoko or whatever and it's left, I keep it in the freezer, and whenever I need it, it comes out really fresh. So that's what you see me doing there. Okay, if you look at this one, I still have the kwakoko leaf underneath. It's not just the koki leaf I'm putting because I just want that extra security. And I always find it difficult tying my koki, but today it was much easier. So I think the more I do it, the better I get at it. Yeah, so I hope you guys are going to try this recipe and tell me how it turned out for you. Come back to this video and tell me how it turned out for you in the comment section. I've also realized that for people who are abroad, it's difficult for them to get leaves. So I see them using foil paper I see them using, I think some people even put foil paper, then they put parchment paper. I'm not too sure, but there are videos that I've seen people do that. So that's also an option if you do not have access to leaf. But I always prefer the leaf because it just takes me back to when there's this auntie that used to make koki when we're growing up. We used to call her Auntie Ellen. She would sell koki, we buy koki and potato, and it just had it has these memories that it brings. So this is very important part. I had my water boiling on the fire, as you could see. So I just put some corn sticks on the pot, and then I put the boiling water, and then as the fire was, I was using my charcoal pot, so it was getting hot, and then I brought in my koki and I put it on the fire. There's something that I did. My leaves were short and I did something. I will show you guys in another video. I think I'll leave that video in the description box. So while my koki was boiling, now the reason why you see the plantain sticks, the corn sticks under the pot is because you don't want water to have direct contact with your koki. If not, it's going to suck up the spice, it's going to suck up the seasoning, the salt, the oil, and you're going to be left with white koki, and you don't want that. So as my koki is boiling on the fire, I go ahead to peel my plantain. Koki can be eaten with so many different things: plantain, cocoyam, potato. On this particular day we had ripe plantain, and that's why I went with plantain. After 1 hour 30 minutes on the fire, I kept on checking my koki and making sure I put in water just at the corner of the pot so it doesn't touch the leaf and finds its way into the koki. You can see after 1 hour 30 minutes my koki beans is ready. I let it stay that long on the fire because when I'm dealing with cocoa leaf, I always just want to be extra careful. You guys could have seen that I added cocoa leaf into my koki. I know some people use spinach, but I think with spinach maybe you can cook it for an hour. I don't know. Yeah, but with cocoa leaf I'm always just extra careful, like let it stay on the fire. This is what our koki beans is looking like editing this video. I am hungry, I want to eat. I have some in the freezer. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to warm it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do me well to subscribe, like it, and then of course try out this recipe. Try it out and tell me how it turns out for you. What do you normally eat your koki beans with? Is it potato? I think my favorite is sweet potato. Like sweet potato and koki beans is giving. You guys can see how it breaks open. It's, you know, when you make your koki beans, you want it to be airy and you want it to be to scatter. Like when you open it, you want to see those particles like falling off, and that's what we got. So yeah, it was really delicious. You can see the particles hanging around. Oh my god. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.